I also have to forgive the baby noises if you hear any, and the fact that I'm still recovering from a cold, so my voice is a little wacky right now. Hi, and welcome to today's episode of pianoTV. I'm Allysia, your host, and what I wanted to do is just sit down and talk with you guys really briefly about a course that's starting on Monday, which I realize is right away. I sent out an email to the people who were on my mailing list, detailing everything about this course and everything like that already. And we've already had quite a few signups, which is really awesome to see, because this course is a little bit of a selfish decision on my part. I wanted to do a course that I really wanted to do. Something that I really thought would be fun to explore and learn a little bit more about and try to find a creative way to teach. So for me, it was really awesome to see even anyone at all sign up. So so that's been really, really fun. So I thought I'd let you guys know about it. I'm going to share with you some of the details about the course, what you can expect, what it's going to be about, and I'll also direct you to the website. If you go to the description bar below the video, it's pianotv.net/join song shop basics. All right, so let's get into it. So the title of this course is Songwriting Workshop, Music Theory for Beginners. Now, it is about songwriting, and we're going to be doing a lot of songwriting, but this is not for songwriters. And I want to make this really, really clear. If you're someone who's like, man, I'm not going to be a songwriter, that sounds crazy, this is who the course is for. It's not for people who are going to go and create epic compositions or anything like that. We're using songwriting as a tool to study music theory. So that's why it's called Songwriting Workshop, Music Theory for Beginners. It's kind of like, in my opinion, if you're learning music theory, it's all well and good to go through exercises and workbooks and stuff like that, but it's a very cerebral thing to do. But if you take those same concepts and then apply them to writing music, then you're actually integrating those lessons and learning a practical reason that those theory lessons matter. You're basically applying what you're learning. So in this workshop, we're going to be having 6 lessons, and they're going to be pre-recorded lessons that I release on a weekly basis. So every Monday, starting on March 4th, I'm going to be releasing about half an hour long lesson on songwriting. And you can check out, on the website, it has a little bit more details on what those lessons are going to entail. And when you sign up, you'll see the detailed lesson plans and everything. So we're going to have a lesson every Monday, and then every Saturday, you'll have the opportunity to participate in a live Q&A session. So if during the week you have any questions or you want to share your compositions or things like that, you have the chance to do that on Saturday's session. And the session is going to be held at 11 a.m. Saskatchewan time, just like the last course. However, if that time is, for many of you Australians, really, really awkward, 3 or 4 in the morning, you can still participate. You won't be able to participate live, but you can email me in advance with your questions and stuff like that, and I'll still be able to integrate them and answer them in the live lesson. So I try to make it as inclusive as possible, while also understanding that we can't accommodate every time zone, unfortunately. So the course begins on March 4th. It runs for 6 weeks straight. We have 6 lessons and 6 Q&A sessions. And I am going to leave registration open so that for the next week. So if you want to just maybe on Tuesday you're like, whatever, let's just do this. Let's give this a try. Then you can still participate. I'll probably leave it open all the way up until Friday. And if you miss any lessons or anything like that, like I said, everything is going to be pre-recorded. And for the things that aren't pre-recorded that air live, like the Q&A, we'll record those too and then put them up on the website once everything's done. The total cost for this course is $49 USD. I kept it priced exactly the same as the last course we did in November. I think it's a really fair price for what you're getting, because you're essentially getting 8 hours of lessons and content, and you're also getting access to a group and a good community, as well as access to me via questions and stuff like that. So I think it's a really fair price for what you're getting, and it's a lot of fun. If past experience has shown anything, we have a lot of repeat people coming back to this, which is really, really, really awesome for me to see. I love that I'm not just running a course and it's new people, because when people come back, it's okay, maybe I'm not completely crazy, maybe people are actually getting some value out of this. So that's a really nice thing to see. So if you're new to the pianoTV courses, you don't have to have gone through any of the other ones. This one stands on its own, so feel free to just jump in if if you're kind of curious about what we're talking about. So some of the things we're going to be talking about in the course include chords. We're going to be doing a lot of chord study, and having like a theory understanding of chords is one of the most important things you can have as a musician, which is why I really stress it, and we're really going to just like hunker down and work on chords in the context of songwriting. So we're going to be spending a lot of time with 4 specific chords, maybe even 5. We'll be spending lots of time with the tonic, the dominant, the subdominant, and the second and the 6th chord as well. One major unifying theme for this course is that we're going to be discussing binary form. And you are going to, like, at the end of this course, you're just going to be like a binary form pro. It's going to make so much sense to you. And binary form is the simplest, most foundational music structure. So you know how like when you're listening to a song on the radio, there's like a verse and a chorus and stuff like that. Binary form is like the most basic version of that. It has 2 parts, an A section and a B section, that are contrasting, sort of, just like a verse and chorus, like that you would hear on a pop song on the radio. So one of the lessons, we are actually going to be talking about verse-chorus form and exploring pop music as it relates to classical music and stuff too. So I like to keep a balanced approach when I'm teaching. I like to integrate pop things and classical things, just because I think both are really interesting, and not everyone is interested in like 100% classical music all the time. I know I'm not. Like, I really enjoy certain aspects of pop music. So we're going to be exploring both. So binary form in a classical context and binary form in a pop context. Now, at the end of this course, what you're going to be able to do is write your own binary form composition. And in fact, by the end, you will have written several smaller excerpts, kind of like exercises. You'll have written a small little ditty in verse-chorus form, and you'll have written 2 compositions in binary form. So those are basically going to be like 1-page compositions, about 16 bars. And so they're like short little compositions, but they're gonna be yours. So if you're at like about a grade 1 or grade 2 level, I think that's gonna be perfect for this course. If you are a little bit more on the early side, like more of a beginner, as long as you can read notes comfortably and you're okay with theory, you should, or like some basic theory concepts like how to read rhythms and stuff, you should still be okay. And the nice thing is, even if you are more of a beginner, you can customize this course a little bit more to your level, because you can write music that's just a little bit easier for you to play, and that's totally fine. So we're not, except for the first lesson, we're not going to be formally learning other people's music. We're basically just going to be learning how to play our own music, which means you have control over the difficulty level of what you're learning and what you're practicing. So we're going to be writing, by the end, 2 binary form compositions. One of them is going to be based on the Baroque dance suite. So it's going to be based on like a specific type of Baroque dance. It could be like a minuet, courant, anything like that. So that'll be really fun and exciting. We are going to be talking a little bit more in depth about like Baroque music during this course as well, because that's when you really see a lot of like binary form compositions. And another thing you're going to learn how to do, and this is a really cool little trick that you don't really see in pop music, but it's modulating. It's learning how to move smoothly from one key to another temporarily. It's like a little key change shift, so that you're not always like locked within the same set of chords for an entire piece of music. And binary form compositions almost always modulate. So we learn how to do that, and it's a pretty fun little thing to do. So it's gonna be really fun. I had a lot of fun putting this together. I think this is the one of the courses I've done so far, the one that I'm like the most excited about, and I hope that I'm able to take something that's a little bit heady, like Baroque, binary, songwriting, chords, etc., and turn it into something that's like really fun. That's the aim here anyway. So that's all I'm going to say. Again, if you want more details, just you can click on the website, pianotv.net/join-song-shop-basics. All like one word, no hyphens or anything like that. And yeah, it'll tell you all the details, because I've almost definitely forgot to mention things. And yeah, I'd love to see you in the live sessions, and I'd love to have you guys participate. I'm really excited about it. All right, wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back to our regular scheduled programming on Tuesday. Tuesday. See you guys. We're using songwriting as a tool Everyone's coughing. Oh my god, everyone's coughing.